Hi everybody, welcome back. It's Laura at Hyperstamper. Today's antique junk journal is this beautiful book from 1912, Molly Brown's sophomore days. It's just a lovely cover. I love the white jacket. It's not often I see things like that. She's skating. Her college is in the background there. She's on the side here. It's just lovely. I was able to find some vintage beads. It wasn't easy, but matches the cover perfectly, and some ribbons here. I'm going to take you on a little journey through this. It's really special. So before I put it in my Etsy shop, hyperstamper.etsy.com, I'm going to show you every single authentic and antique and vintage piece of ephemera in here. There's no commercial products anywhere in my journals. So here's the original first page, and these pressed flowers fell out of this book when I was going through it, and so I attached them back on. They're a little brittle, but I thought they deserved to stay with their original book. Here is the original first page and the publication date here, 1912, and this is the original plate from the book. It's really quite lovely. This is a 1950s stamp collector's page, and inside this little pocket, which is a sweet little poem here about the comforts of friendship. And then there's this apple with a very funny poem on the back about dried apple pies. And this is an original transport ticket from the 1920s from England. And then in this pocket here, I've just got a blank antique page for you to journal on. So lots of space to journal here. And on this vintage schoolbook page here. This is from the early 1900s from a book on woodworking. It's really beautiful. And this here is from an antique postcard album. It's delicate, but I have put in this antique postcard here from the early 1900s. Isn't that gorgeous? Look at that. Wow. So enjoy that, owner of this new journal who I have yet to meet online. This is a really fun plate from the 1950s from the Lone Ranger storybook. And then here's Tonto there. And more of that on the flip side. Beautiful carving here with the artist signature. And this is fun. This is from a 1953 university yearbook page. Look at the coiffs on these people. Fun. Look at that. Isn't that wonderful? Oh, I just love it. So, a little fun piece there. And then this is a hand-typed piece on card. The research is from 1888. Really cool. I love all the typos and everything in there. It's pretty funny to look at. Then on the flip side here, I've got this wonderful piece. It's exactly 100 years old, 1925. And this is a wonderful piece here with great advertisements from 100 years ago. Look at that. I just love it. Wild Geese, that's a famous book. Little piece on that book. And look at this really fun check here from 1954 from Bowers Corner Drugstore in Pennsylvania. Fun, lots of fun clusters there. Vintage bird book here. I have this red-eyed Vero in my yard this year. I've never seen one before, but he was in my yard this year. I was pretty excited about that. Beautiful 1904 piece here with the poem about dandelions. And this is a really cool book. You've seen me use a lot of these pages. English costume book from the Middle Ages. I love the scissors here, and I just cut up the cover and turned it into a journaling card because it was too damaged for me to reuse. And there is some journaling space here and here, and I pulled this little plate from this 1935 publication of Beatrix Potter's The Tale of Jemima Puddle Duck, and it's so cute. Isn't it sweet? So anyways, enjoy that. And this is a fun early 1900s page with kangaroos on it. Just hilarious, some of these things. This is from 1904 Freckles. This is the spine of a early 1900s children's book, Children's Annual. And this is a 1950s bridge card, how to teach yourself with the auto bridge machine. This is a beautiful piece from the 1850s. Look at that. Isn't that stunning? Look at the costume there. Gambling Saloon at Baden. I just love it so much. Very precious. And there's more vintage birds. This is a beautiful vintage doily with the applique around it. I turned it into a pocket, and this is an early 1900s color plate from the Greek in Athens, Acropolis. And then this is one of these beautiful costume pages here, 1947, depicting an earlier age of costume. I love this little piece here. Turned it into a pocket. Look at this, early 1900s here. Look at the beautiful costume on this couple here, going to Italy, feeding the pigeons. This is another one of those university pages mounted on top of a vintage music sheet. And this fell out of a very old book. It's in good shape, and I couldn't even find online what it was, but I wasn't sure if it was a library plate, but I loved it, so I tucked it back inside. And this is just an old hanky. It is quite stained, but it's clean. I did put it in the washing machine just in case, but I just like it. I love the fact that it's worn. That does not bother me. And then we've got some fun children's book pages here from the 40s. And this is another Ginger and Pickles Beatrix Potter page here from the 30s. A vintage ledger page here. And this is a really fun piece here out of the 1950s. Look at that great piece. It's a beer commercial, I think. I just noticed there's a beer bottle top there. So that's kind of fun. Advertisements there. There's more of that Ginger and Pickles page with a little illustration here by Beatrix Potter. A gardening book page from the 40s. Look at this, is really cool. This is from the 50s as well. This is how to make sort of paper crafts. So instructions on how to make this low relief model of this bird. And over here we have another plate from this book. I love it so much. It's great. Okay, so that's 1912. And then this is another 1940s children's book page, really sweet. This is a very old, early 1900s page, almost like cardboard. It's so thick and wonderful. And this is a page that I honestly forget where it came from, but I like that it says spring here. Can't wait for that. Up here in Canada, we have so much snow, I don't know what to do with myself. Yeah, so that is from early 1900s. Another little piece here that is just full of all my little cutoffs for extra journaling space. Some children's pieces in there, school book pieces. Fun cluster down this piece, and I pulled that from a magazine, the word sentimental. And over here, this is probably likely from the 50s. They were little mini flash cards. And then this is an 1890s watch guard dial. And this is from a vintage Monopoly game, North Carolina Avenue. This is from the early 1900s, the Handbook of Nature Study. Look at all these different feathers. Is that pretty? I love feathers. As you know, I put them in a lot of my journals. 1940s here. And then this here is from the 60s. It's a little party invitation. Isn't that sweet? Come to a party. It was still brand new in the package. So I do know that the age of it, even though it looks brand new. It's sort of like this one here from the 70s. So it is 50 years old. So it is vintage. And it's from a bird book. And more vintage children's book pages. This is just a bunch of little cutoffs from a vintage botanical book. Kind of fun just to look through that. 1920s pocket here. And this is just another little piece with antique paper on the back from a children's book. 1950s pearl shopper seat. And I love this in the garden page here. And that is the last page of the original, last pages of the book, I should say. I hope you love it as much as I loved making it. Go to hyperstamper.etsy.com and don't forget to subscribe. We'll see you soon. Bye for now.